Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the flight deck. Welcome to a windy and overcast Toronto. Today we are flying Air Canada Flight 1093. This is an actual flight I am on from Toronto to San Diego. Thanks for coming along. Let's hop on board, get the aircraft set up and ready to go. All right, we're here on board. We're going to come and get the parking brakes on. We'll pop up top. The battery on and guarded, standby power on and guarded, and emergency lights on and guarded. We'll also throw on the interior lights because it is very dark inside. That overcast skies there. For that done, we're going to come down, turn on the ground power. We'll get a little bit of panel lighting up. And we'll also get the nav lights on the outside so everybody knows we are here. I'm going to carry on getting everything up and set up and ready for the flight, so we will come and join you once we are done that. Everyone is on board and we are ready for pushback. See you in a few minutes.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
All right, they're hooking us up down below, so we're going to push out here. We're going to go tail left, nose to the right, and that'll put us facing out towards the taxiway. So we actually want to go
Just 969, give way to the
lane
Emperor and continue short Alpha.
6,
Give way to the Emperor and then short Alpha 50.
and we want to go to
164 Bravo, set for push.
Charger 126, push
Bravo.
and go to 246.
Is it okay
Charlie.
if I push tail south and swing around to 246?
we want to go tail east to
Yeah, not a
Charlie.
Copy. Swing around and
Release parking brakes, please.
246 for Charlie.
Brakes released,
Commencing push.
Abraham Springs,
All
49
engines
Echo
clear,
Echo.
start at will.
and we can start at will. So doors are all closed, equipment is clear, ground shocks are removed. We got clearance. We're going to make sure our anti-collision light is up and running. We'll do a quick outside check. Everything is looking good. We can see some of the other aircraft at the airport here. Got a Sunwing there. Not sure who that one is there. Looks like an Aer Lingus way over there in the cargo hub. But that is all good. So we're good to start the engines. We'll pop up top. We're going to turn on the rest of the fuel pumps. And we'll come over here. Packs will go off. Just going to do a quick confirmation. We do have fuel in the center tank. We do. And starting engine number 2.
3881, ground runway 23, altimeter 3, correction 2973, taxi Alpha Hotel. Alpha 18 or 23 and 297, 3881.
Engine number 2 is starting to rotate. Fuel can come on. And this is the line we're going to go out to. If we'd gone with the other one, which was the Bravo, it would have pushed us over to that line and we'd be facing inwards if we had to go in and around and then out on the other side here. Real life, the winds are kind of coming in from this direction and they are using the east-west runways, not the north-south, so that's what we're going to use as well. Although we do have traffic going on the north ones in the sim. We're going to start engine number 1 and we'll set those parking brakes as well.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Starting to get rotation here on engine 1 and we'll add fuel.
81, monitor tower 118, sound good day. 187 envoy 81 today.
Grand 11, 363.
And wind's kind of splitting the difference on the runways. They tend to use the east-west more. Looks like somebody just landed. Than they do the north-south ones, mainly for noise abatement.
1573 Delta, cross 33 right, Alpha, hold short Tango.
And there we are. Good starts on all engines.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
All right, we're going to pop up, go through our after start. So generators 1 and 2 are on, engine 1 and 2 start switches are over to continuous. Probe heat is on. Engine anti-ice not required. Engine bleeds are on. Packs are coming back on. Recirculation fan to auto. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed off. APU is coming off. Popping down here, we're going to go
Unlocking gear.
flaps 1 for departure. We'll do our trim 6.3, so we want to come all the way up. We're heavy with fuel. It's a long flight today, 5.5 hours. So roll the trim back.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And system or flight control check. And that's all axes are good. Over to the engine instruments. We are looking good down the board. Bring it up top here. LNAV. VNAV will arm. Auto throttles are now armed, and warning recall is clear. Waiting for the tug to get out of the way. There's our guy. Shows us the pin. We have steering free. Get rid of that. Bring the map back up.
Alpha Fox, call 2207.
And while we wait for him to get out of the way, you can see today's route. We're going to arc up over the Great Lakes and then down over the Midwest, working our way all the way down across the Rockies down to San Diego.
Global taxi on runway 15 left and then hold short 0.
All right, he's walking away. We are good for taxi. So taxi light's going to come on. Auto brakes are going to RTO. And we're going to taxi out. We're going to go right out to Alpha Kilo. We're then going to taxi down Alpha to Charlie, and then we're going to take Charlie all the way out to Charlie 7 for departure. Traffic coming in. Release the brakes. And we'll get ourselves out of this guy's way here.
1673 Alpha Lima 2207.
Alpha Lima 2207 1673.
And you can feel the weight on the aircraft today. We do have 136 passengers, and we are fairly full of fuel for today's flight.
Inspection 305, previous
Let's keep an eye out here.
On our ground, he's at 433, short of Echo Alpha. He's at 433, runway 23.
Let's see which taxiway they're actually using here. They're using Alpha or Bravo?
Runway 23 via Echo, hold short of Sierra, except at 433.
Looks like they're using Alpha to go north, so we're going to go Bravo for south. We'll take Bravo down to Delta. Yeah, Alpha's north. All right, we'll see you when we get it to the runway.
Rouge 1923, winds 300, 15 gets 22, clear takeoff, runway 23.
All right, we've arrived at 24 right. We're going to do our pre-departure check, so we're going to do our fuel flow. Make sure both engines are the same. They are. V-speeds are checked, 141, 143, 148. MCP, we have a initial climb speed of 158 on heading of 237 with a climb altitude flight level 340. We can come up now. We're going to turn on the landing lights. We're going to turn on the runway turn-off lights. The taxi light will come off. Position lights will go strobe and steady. We'll turn on the wing lights, and the logo lights will ding the cabin.
Good 4556 around tower, cross turbulence,
Transponder will go on to TARA.
Clear to land, runway 24 left.
We do have an aircraft coming into land that I saw.
Bridge 1923, contact departure, 128.8, see you.
See the lights way off in the distance there. So we're going to go into traffic mode. There we go. And we're going to confirm he's landing on 24 left, which is over there. But knowing the sim, sometimes we just don't know. So we'll see where he's landing and then we'll pull out. Looks like he is landing on 24 left. So we're just going to get ourselves ready for the departure. There he is coming in. Looks like a Air Canada Rouge. There he is there. So we're going to move out and take position.
878, winds 30012, gust 22.
So all our lights are on and everything is set. Traffic is on.
West at 661 tower, line up only 23.
Line up, wait, somewhere in 23, what's
ourselves out and rolling.
Jazz 328, departure 28, see ya.
28, Jazz 328, Jazz.
And the approach path is clear.
Wind check only 24 left, 300, 20, gust 28. Thanks.
So you got a lot of power to move this airplane today. As mentioned, she is pretty full, both passengers and fuel.
Today.
28, take care, Jazz 878.
West at 661, wind 300.
All right, we are lined up.
Clear takeoff, runway 23.
Clear takeoff 23, West Jet.
He is exiting the runway. We're going to start the clock. Engines to 40%. All right, brakes released. Takeoff power set. He should wait for us, but if he doesn't, well, let's say traffic for you.
Cross 24 right, be careful, 45.
Or hello, Jazz 7949.
Check.
Jazz 7949, Toronto Tower, winds 310, 20, gust 28. Clear to land, runway 24 left.
Clear line 24 left, 7949.
Looks like he's waiting. No, there he goes. And we're up. Oh yeah, get that wind push there. Holy cow. Gear up.
Korean 9284, winds 300,
that was pushing us.
22, clear takeoff, runway 23.
Wow.
Brickyard 4556, contact ground 129, good day. 129, Brickyard 4556, good day. Washington 661, departure 28, see you.
All right, autopilot is on.
Porter 163 tower, line up only 23, and wait, delay wake turbulence.
Check the mark, sign up delay 23, Porter 163.
And we're turning for our first waypoint.
751 CC6, climb flight level 230. Up level 230, 166.
Now we're only flaps 1, so we're waiting on our flap speed to come through 200. It's going to quickly pop over here, get you into your legs page, which I forgot to do. And there's 200, so flaps up. And we have a beautiful morning takeoff. See all the colors, the leaves are all changing color. Getting to the end of that season though, most of the trees are starting to lose their leaves. And we are on our way.
5166, direct to Riken.
All right.
That's Riken, 5166.
It's 5,000 feet coming up. A little bit of traffic off to our side. Probably taking off of 2-3. More traffic ahead of us. Keep an eye on that. It's probably going to give us a advisory in a second as we are climbing towards them. There we go. So as we usually do, we'll pop in here and we'll remove the conflict. Sometimes you might have to do it. There he goes. As we're up through the clouds, looking good. So we're going to be making a right turn in a couple miles, and that'll head us to the north, heading up over the Bruce Peninsula, out over Georgian Bay and Lake Huron, crossing over the top of Lake Michigan, underneath Lake Superior, and then we're going to arc down, coming in over the Dakotas, looks like Colorado, and then down through Utah, Arizona, as we head towards California.
Toronto departure for 4382.
It's 10,000 feet, so lights can come off, turn off lights will come off, logo and wings will come off, everything else set. We're all good. Cleaning up the aircraft. And flaps are up, speed brakes are up, autopilot on, auto brake off, gear lever off, ignition switches are off, runway turn-off lights are off, flaps have been retracted, cabin is pressurizing, altimeter is set, landing lights are off, cabin pressurization is good, and we'll get the seatbelt signs. We'll switch over to standard pressures. We're just going to climb straight through. Seatbelt signs are off,
4382.
and everyone can get up and do their thing for service. So we're going to give you some views as usual as we head across North America here, and we'll pick it up as we descend into San Diego. See you then.
Flight level 210 and direct right.
Welcome back to the cockpit. We're passing down through 20,000 feet. We're coming in over the mountains here in Southern California. It's been a pretty uneventful flight. A little bit of clouds on the way, a bit of a headwind, but we're doing all right. So we're going to get the seatbelt signs on. It is getting a little bit turbulent here as we head on down. Just waiting for an update on the METAR. Winds are about 6 knots, 310 degrees down in San Diego, and just not too bad. We're basically going to be coming in down, as you can see, over the mountain range, and then we'll make a bit of a right turn and line up to come in on the RNAV for the runway. 3.3 tons of fuel. We're looking good. We're going to switch over now as we're coming up to 18,000 feet over to local pressure. And the cabin is depressurizing nicely. And we're descending down for our 10,000 feet. Well, we'll get all the lights on. We're going to bring the range down to 40 miles just to keep an eye on the mountains and what's happening with traffic in the area. Additional traffic, as you can see, we got some contrails up there, is provided by FSLTL. There's a few of them. We've seen a couple airplanes on the way down. I'm sure we'll see more down here in San Diego when we get there. One runway right on the bay. That should be a scenic approach as we come down. So we're going to start slowing down shortly We got speed restrictions coming up at Trixie of 270 knots. That is coming up on the way, only 14 miles out. So we're going to come in here, take over the speed. We're going to roll that back to 270 now. Start the aircraft slowing down. We've also got to be between 12 and 14,000 feet. So we're on our way down for that. So speed's coming down nicely. We'll give it a bit of a help if we have to with the speed brake. We've set up for a flaps or auto brake 2 landing. Runway's about 9,500 feet, so plenty of room there. And good thing we're going in the way we're going, because we will be docking up at the western end at the Terminal 2 East. We're okay. We don't have to clear customs. They were cleared up in Canada. So we're going to be docking at probably gate 26 in that area there.
Upjet 80, maintain 170 knots or greater until Rebo. Contact area deep braking.
We're looking good coming in. You can see the peaks coming up. The highest range we got to get over here.
Southwest 2924, turn right, heading 180.
That is going green in front of us. Speed's coming down to 270. Next speed restriction is down at Lindy. As we can see it there, and that's going to be at 210 knots. But we'll be slowing down step by step as we get closer down. We don't want to rock it in at high speed and then have to throw the anchor out. So we're 3.5 miles out. We're at 273, so we're looking good. Right on profile. And we have 250 knots at Husker. That'll be our next speed drop. I'll turn the weather radar in over on this side. Bit of cloud out there. Just want to make sure we're not getting into any rain as we come in. So it is an RNAV, so we don't have to worry about the localizer course and frequency. We are going to tune in the airport if it is there. They don't have one on the field. It's the mission bay. It's kind of far away, so we're not going to bother. It's very offset and a little bit not misleading, but not accurate to where we're going.
2997, only at 2,500 for 9,500. Request VFR flight following.
So we got another aircraft coming down
off of Brownfield.
Over there. There is another path that leads in from over here, so they may be on that approach path. Keeping on that. So there's Husker coming up,
4672,
and we're going to bring our speed back to 245. That lets us go 5 degrees flaps. Below 250. And we're going to have to be slowing down soon anyway. Looking for that other aircraft. It should be coming in from over here. It's a little bit higher. Not seeing him, but that's okay. We got him on the TCAS. Alright, so there's 255. He seemed to be climbing, so he may not be an issue. There's 250. And 249, so we're going to go flaps 1. Flaps 2. And flaps 5. All right, so let's get a final weather update here at San Diego, if there is one. Hasn't been updated yet, but we've got winds at 310 at 6 knots, so not too bad. 16 degrees Celsius, 10 miles of visibility. We got scattered clouds at 3,200, scattered clouds at 10,000, scattered clouds at 25,000. That's all that stuff we're heading towards. And 29er is the barrow, so that's good. 10,000 feet. We're going to get the lights on. We'll get the turnoffs on, logo and wing lights will come on as well. Seatbelt signs are already on, and we'll ding the back, let them know we're passing through 10,000 feet.
Southwest 1300, Limburg Tower, runway 27, line up and wait.
Up and wait, 27, Southwest 1300.
So at Lucky, we have to be at 6,000. That is there. And we can see 6,000 feet there. I've also hard-coded the last couple so that we are on the path as we come in on our RNAV.
This is 1281, turn left, Bravo 9er, contact ground.
Roll down to Bravo 9er, contact ground, United 1281.
So we are looking good. All right, we're picking up something on the VOR. Our IC is at the RNAV. Not sure what that is. Missed approach, if we have to do it, we're going to climb to 2,500 on track 275 to Sargass and hold. So we're going to come in here and go 275 on that. That'll be our outbound track, and we're going to reset to 2,500 feet. Airport elevation is 17 feet and minimum 617 feet. And we've set our landing altitude below minimums, or our descent below minimums. We should be in the manual by then. Yeah, we're actually going to take her down to 300. Below that, just to make sure she's stable. All right, we're continuing to head in. Now you'll see San Diego wraps around the bay, and then we've got Coronado Island. Very nice place if you ever get a chance to go visit. Home of the U.S. Navy, Pacific Fleet, or part of it anyway. It's also where the U.S. Navy SEALs on the West Coast train. And I think the last time I was there, I saw a couple of aircraft carriers and stuff in there. So that's pretty cool.
Limburg Tower, United 669.
Pretty cool indeed.
669, Limburg Tower, wind 3105, runway 27, clear land.
All right, so as we slowly come in, we're going to pop down. I'm going to quickly put my fixes in, which I forgot to do. Here's KSAN. We're going to go with our 4-mile ring. We're going to go with our 10-mile ring. And we're going to go with our reciprocal heading of 095 for 25 miles. That gives us our extended center line. And you can see we're inside the 25-mile ring. There's the 10-mile ring and the 4-mile ring, and our runway center line is showing there now. All right, we're turning in towards Lindy. We have to be at 210. We're going to bring her down to 200 so I can go flaps 10. Below 210.
San Diego Tower, object.
Speed starting to come back. Here's the town of San Diego, and the old portion is really something to see. The airport's right here on the bay, so we actually come in over part of the town, which is pretty cool. Speed coming back. We're going to have to watch our speed now. We're only 15 miles out from the airport. All right, so we're coming down onto the RNAV. Speed's coming back nicely. See our final approach course indicator is showing. soon as we get the glide path indicator, we can arm our approach mode. And we're down to 200, so flaps 10. So there's Coronado Island, and pretty cool bridge that runs across there to get to it. And it's really, really neat and quite impressive when you drive over top of it. All right, that's us turning on for the airport. There's the airport right there, Coronado Island. It's a U.S. Navy airfield there. All right, approach mode is armed. LNAV, VNAV with VOR and our glide path. Glide path indicator is showing. We're coming down nicely. We're going to bring our speed back now to 185. And there's runway RNAV Zulu, runway 27. We are 10 miles out. Speed coming back.
669, turn left, Bravo 9, contact ground.
Bravo 9 ground net, 669.
All right, there's 9 miles, gear down. Gonna come down here as well, arm the speed brakes. Gear down 3 green, flaps 15. And reducing speed to 165. And it looks like we got an aircraft departing.
So 2924, 8.5 miles out, they're only 27.
Southwest 2924, Lumber Tower.
Yep, I can see him on the TCAS. There you go, see his lights ahead. So 2,500 feet, we got lights are all on, cabin is notified. We'll get our starters up and going. That's all good, lights are all on. Let's give a final ding to the back. Just speed and gear now. So 128 plus 5 is going to be a 133 for our approach. We're on glide path. There we go. And we're going to bring our speed down now to 133. Let her slow down. So that's our reference speed. That's what we want to touch down at. So our approach speed is always plus 5, unless it's really gusty, then we'll do a plus 10. So that gives us 133 for our approach. We're all lined up. 1,700 feet to go. There's the bridge I was talking about, going over to Coronado Island. There's part of the shipyard, U.S. Navy ships. And you get the aircraft carriers here at the big port because they can't get under the bridge into the bay here. So they park up on this side. So speed's down, so there's flaps 25. Flaps 30. $1,000 to go. Flaps full. So flaps full. Gear down 3 green. Cabin is notified. Lights are all on. Runway is identified, and no traffic on the runway. We are good to come in. So we're going to have a bit of a wind. Or we should have a bit of a wind. It seems to have died right off. It was 6 knots at 310. It's now reporting 4 knots at 350, so it might be a slight crosswind coming in out of the north side there.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue. I have control. We're coming down the hill here. See, we're still slightly high, and we look pretty close to the buildings. I want to make sure we get her down. There we go. Displays threshold because of the buildings and the hill there.
100.
Looks like the wind's kind of died off.
50. 30. 20. 10.
And there we are. Welcome to San Diego. Versus green, auto brakes on. Oop, sim freeze there.
2924, turn left, Bravo,
I'll
9er.
pop back in a second. There we go. All right, reversers off, manual braking.
Scout 3386, number
So we're going to get off at Bravo 8, and we're going to be right here for our gate.
508, runway 27, Scout 3386.
Excellent. So let's, we'll come off here. We're going to go in beside the Spirit there.
Vacate your discretion.
Okay, behind Alaska, our discretion to gate Frontier 726.
Number ground, Skywest 33.
I'll wait for him to go by. We're going to bring up our flaps,
going to continue pushing back.
speed brake. Transponder can go over to standby. Position lights will go steady. Logo light, wing lights can come off. Landing lights will retract. Those can come off. Taxi light will come on. APU will come on. Anti-ice, never had it on. Probe heats are off. Engine start switches back to a normal. Auto brakes just are off. Clear that and clear the caution. So taking a look, what do we got over there? So it's the second one in. That would be probably 37. Let's see if it's free.
If you guys just want to unplug there, unless they're having a problem with the pin or something, use unplug. It's going to take too much time. Roger that. We'll go ahead and get them dropping.
I don't know where these numbers are coming from, but they're not matching what I have. So we're just going to go over there, and we'll park up. And then we'll call for our service
Ground United
from where we park.
1281, we're clearing 27 at Bravo 9er for gate 43.
1281, number ground, taxi Bravo spot 1, contact the ramp 129.77.
Bravo spot 1 and contact ramp.
Not
United
sure why we're
1281.
stuck in the ground here. Well, I'm not trying to take off. I'm trying to roll forward. Auto brakes are off. I don't know what's holding me in place here.
Ramp United at 1281, approaching spot 1 for gate 43.
1281, standing ramp, turn left, direct the gate.
Turn left, direct the gate, United 1281.
United, contact Soka departure.
There we go.
1300.
Got stuck in the terrain apparently, in the scenery. Although this is default.
Number ground, Skywest 3386.
So, I don't know what's causing that.
There's enough room for 28 off to push now. Oh, you guys moved. Okay, Skywest 34.
It's one of those quirky things. So we're going to take the next one here.
Alright, starting the push.
And turn off that. APU is up and running. That's good.
In 2262, Frontier inbound to 18. Once they
So what do we got? A pair of Alaskas.
After Frontier.
Spirit. We'll take the next one here. Oh, Southwest over there.
And here goes tower object 808, established on final runway 27.
Object 808, Lumber Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land, object 808.
There we go. Let's pop out, and we'll just make sure we don't park back too far. Weird. Not sure what's going on there, but we're going to park it up here. All right, let's get the brakes on. We will come in here and get the chocks in and ground power. APU is up, so APU generators can come on, APU bleeds can come on, bring off those ones, open the isolation valve, turn that off, window heats can come off. There is our ground power that is now in place, shut down the engines, release the seat belts. Call for the jetway.
Flow time that I got you now, and then now the earliest is
Southwest can do it.
The top of the hour. Stand by. I'll push you momentarily.
There they come. So we'll come down here, finish down the shutdown. Fuel control levers are all done. Fuel pumps are all off except for that one for the APU. Anti-collision light is now off. Logo light's off because it's daytime. Don't really need it. Position lights are on steady. Fuel equipment is coming in. Isolation valve is confirmed open. We'll clear the cautions. Flight directors can come off. We're clear on the equipment there, and everything is in. So, start deboarding. Currently, this is gate 81. Well, that's going to do it, folks. Thanks for flying along. We're down here in San Diego. I hope my flight was as uneventful as this one. And we'll see you for the return trip in a few weeks. Take care. Bye for now.